we'll go ahead and get started. And we're going to actually start in Shavasana today, so you can lie down on your back because it's early in the morning, and even though it's Tuesday, the week has already been a week. So lying on your back, especially, being at home, you're in a safe place, there's this level of safety that the body needs to feel in order to release on a deeper level. So close your eyes if you want, and tell yourself that you're in a safe place, that you're grounded, and that it's okay for you to just lie here for a few minutes. And you're going to connect to the breath. Bring your awareness to the belly and the chest. Feel it move up and down as you breathe in and out. And we're just going to follow a few cycles of the breath in silence. And continue to breathe. And I'm going to just let you know, we're going to be focusing on eagle pose a few times today, Garudasana. Garuda means man bird in Sanskrit. So basically, Garudasana is a mythological creature in the Indian culture or Hindu religion that is an eagle man. And he basically represents a state of sustained attention to what his purpose is in life, his dharma. For him, it's self-sacrifice. No matter what, he is there to protect all of creation, and he will do anything and keep that focus, even if it means risking his own life and things like that. So today on your mat, just what that can teach us is, keeping the ego out of it. No matter what, you made it to your mat today. You're here to your focus is to gain momentum in your practice and enjoy your practice and be in your practice. So when we're in these postures, especially the eagle pose, because it is a balancing one, tap into that energy of sustained focus. Okay, we'll take a few more breaths here. And then you can begin to slowly bend the knees one at a time. Maybe rock the knees back and forth a little bit, like windshield wiper legs. Just kind of get some movement in the hips. And then you can roll onto your right side and begin to lift yourself up. Come to a seated position. So we're going to begin our first eagle pose seated. We're going to do it seated, and then we're going to do it, on two legs, and then we're going to do it on one leg. So the best you can, take your bottom leg, bend the knee so it's pointing straight forward. And then the top leg, you're going to bring over the top. Your knees might not stack, and that's fine. Just do the best that you can. And in fact, if your knee is really way out there, you can support it with a block, just so the joint's not hanging out there. Good? Mm-hmm. Okay. Arms come at a 90-degree angle. And since we have the left leg over the right, we're going to take the right leg or the right arm over the left. So there's a couple different ways to do this. You can try to wrap the arms and bring the palms together. You can keep the backs of the palms together. It looks like you're actually wrapped up all the way. Yeah? Mm-hmm. Okay, good. Okay, so now we want to make sure to keep the hands away from the forehead, and we're paying attention to the inner edges of the shoulder blades and drawing them towards each other and down. That'll lift the chest. You'll feel this stretch in the shoulders maybe. And we're gonna inhale and bring the arms up and back. So inhale, up and back. And then exhale, round the back and tip forward, drop the head. 2 more times like that. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale and come back to center. Release the arms, release the legs. You can straighten the legs and kind of, ouch, my hip definitely just popped. Just kind of bounce the legs a little bit to unravel the hips, and then bring the left knee pointing forward. Right leg over the left knee. Notice, even if your knees are not stacked, notice the difference in the hips, the difficulty of getting them where you want them, and then bring the arms into it. So now we do left over right. Wrap them up, hands away from the face, draw the shoulder blades towards each other. Inhale, up and back. Exhale, round the back, drop the head. Again, inhale. Exhale. Last time, inhale up. Exhale all the way down. And then come back to center. Release. Release the legs. You can take the left leg out and then the right leg back. Use your calf muscle and kind of use your hand to roll your calf muscle out. How does this work for you? Is this okay?
Yeah.
Okay, separate the knees as much as you can. We're not super warmed up in the hamstrings yet, so we're just gonna use our fingertips on either side of the leg. Inhale, lengthen through the crown of the head. And then exhale, just kind of walk the fingertips. Don't round the back here. Try to keep, the back nice and flat. So shoulders back, flex the left foot. Take a few breaths here. Inhale, come all the way up. Exhale, release the right leg, bring the left one back. Roll the calf muscle out, separate the knees. And then the other trick here is to kind of tuck this upper thigh under. So your sitting bone is more grounded, and then it brings your knee and your thigh and your toes all straight up towards the ceiling. Inhale, lengthen through the crown of the head. And then exhale, walk the fingertips. Inhale, come all the way up. Exhale, release. Bring the right foot in, so we're in this straddle pose. Right fingertips behind you, left hand to right knee. Inhale, get tall. And then exhale, revolve the spine. Right shoulder comes back. And you can press this left hip forward to get that stretch in the front of the left leg also. Exhale, come back to center. Flip the knees to the other side. Right hand to left knee, left fingertips behind you. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, revolve. Press the right hip forward. And exhale, release. Come to hands and knees. Begin your Betalasana. Move the way that you want to move here. Just move with the breath. Raise the tail, chin, and then exhale, arch. You can drop the shoulders, the hips. Or just move slowly. We're going to do 3 more rounds. And then on your next exhale, come to a flat back or a neutral spine. And grab your block that's nearby, now that I know that you have your block. We're gonna sit back on our heels, but not for long. We're gonna bring the right leg forward and put the block underneath our right sitting bone. So now we're kind of like in this, our legs are kind of like in the same position we were, you know, sitting on the ground fully. Take that calf muscle, roll it out. Knees, or I should say femurs are, or upper leg bones are parallel. So they're running in the same direction. Inhale, get tall. And then exhale, walk the fingertips forward. So you'll find a deeper stretch here. And in fact, if you have a strap, you can use it here, but we're not trying to go super deep. So fingertips are fine. Keep the shoulders back. We're gonna take 3 full breaths here. And that Ujjayi breath you can kick in at any time on the exhales if you feel like it. Inhale, come all the way up. Bend the right knee. Bear with me here, okay? You don't have to go crazy. Like, you don't have to have a straight leg with its pose, but your leg might be straighter than mine, honestly. Grab the bottom of your foot, and we're gonna come into Krachasana. So straighten the leg, or at least bring the foot up, shoulders back. Stare at your big toe. That's our focus right now. 3 breaths here. Good, bring the foot down. We're gonna walk our fingertips forward and come into this low lunge. Shift the hips forward and then walk the right foot towards the edge of the mat. Bring both hands on the inside of the foot and come into lizard. So you're gonna stretch that left leg back and come into this really deep hip stretch. You can roll the right knee out, lift the inner edge of the foot. Just be sure that your hands are in front of the shoulders. And if you are able to go down to your forearms here, go ahead and go down to your forearms. We are gonna be here for 3 to 5 breaths. So wherever you feel like you can sustain this stretch. On your next exhale, go back to your hands, so palms on the mat. Good. And we're gonna externally rotate that right hip. So come into pigeon, basically. Anytime I can get you in pigeon, I'm gonna get you into pigeon, because I know your work schedule and sitting at the computer. So come into pigeon, and then you can just go ahead, lengthen through the crown of the head and go ahead right back down onto your forearms, or support your forehead with stacking the fists. 3 to 5 breaths here. Inhale, lift the head, come back to your hands. We're gonna bend the back knee and take this just a little step further. The right hand is gonna have to come to the center of the mat, and then the left hand will reach behind for the inside of the foot. and your arm is going to be straight. So you're just going to pull that heel towards the body. And then exhale, release. Hands back to the mat. Curl the back toes under. We're going to lift the back knee and actually just come back to hands and knees here. If you want to rotate that hip joint, bend your left knee and just make big circles with the knee. And the other leg if you want. And then take your block. We're going to do the same thing on the other side. So sit on the heels, extend the left leg. Block goes underneath the left sitting bone. Roll that right calf muscle out. Knees are pointing straight forward. Left toes are pointing straight up. Inhale, get tall. And then exhale, hinge forward, fingertips on the mat. Keep the chin lifted. Remember those locks in the body, the pelvic floor, gathering at the navel to protect the lower back as we do these deep forward folds. One more breath here. Inhale, come up. Bend the left knee so you can grab your foot. You're going to exhale and then inhale, lift. Stare at your toes. The big toe in particular will be your focus. And then bring the foot down. Walk the fingertips forward. Bring the left foot forward. We're going to start our lizard here. So kick your block out of the way. Extend the right leg behind you. Walk the left foot to the edge of the mat and start to push that left knee out. Come down to your forearms if that works for you, and take your breaths here. Are you the same on both sides, or is there a side that's tighter for you?
The other side seems tighter.
Okay. It's always nice when your second side is actually the easier side.
Yeah.
What a nice treat. On your next inhale, go ahead and lift the head. Come back to palms on the mat. And then we'll externally rotate that left hip socket, or the hip socket's not externally rotated. The leg is. Drop the knee to the mat, extend the right leg back. Get the pelvis nice and even to the floor. And then return to forearms or stacking the fists to support the head. Remember to keep your shoulders back here. So you're still having that awareness, the inner edges of the shoulder blades, especially for you in particular, so your traps don't try to take over. We'll take 2 more breaths. And then inhale, look up, palms to mat. Bend the back knee. Bring your left hand to the center of the mat and then reach behind for that foot. Getting deep into the psoas here. Exhale, release. So now we're going to come up into down dog. So you can curl the back toes under, lift the back knee, and bring both legs back, hips up and back to downward facing dog, and walk the feet out. And you can still, you know, lift and bend the knee and do the circles here if you want. Just do what feels good for the hips. And then return back to hands and knees. We're going to thread the needle. So left hand to the center of the mat. Inhale, right fingertips up. Exhale, slide it through, head to mat. Extend the right fingertips as far as you can and support yourself with your left hand. Next exhale, come back to center. Bring your right hand to the middle. Inhale the left arm up. Exhale, slide it through. Bring your awareness to the shoulder socket so you're feeling that lengthening and stretching coming from the shoulder. And you'll feel it in other places too, obviously your back, side body. And then exhale back to hands and knees. Knees to the edges of the mat, big toes together, sit back on the heels, extend the arms for child's pose, head to the mat. Press the fingertips into the mat to stretch and open the shoulders, and then grab the bottoms of the feet and just come into a ball here. Your focus can be your breath, or it can be your forehead touching the mat. And on your next exhale, return the hands back to the mat so you can lift the head and walk the hands to the right. Soften towards the floor. Inhale, lift, walk to the other side, and soften. Inhale, lift, walk back to center. I want to do one more thing on the ground before we come to standing. So go to hands and knees and lower yourself all the way to your belly, but do it in chaturanga fashion. So keep your elbows in the sides of the body, go all the way down. I want to stretch the front of the legs because we'll be doing a lot of the balancing with the eagle pose. So left arm is pillow, grab the right ankle and heel towards the glutes. Press your hips into the mat. Keep the shoulders back. Next exhale, go ahead and release. Use your other arm as a pillow. Grab the left ankle, heel towards the glutes, shoulders back. And exhale, release. Bring your hands to the lower ribs, elbows pointing straight back. We're gonna push ourselves to hands and knees and then curl the toes under without moving the hands because this will be your actual down dog with your anatomy. Curl the toes under, lift the hips up and back. Lengthen through the tailbone, push the floor away from you. Ears line up with the inner arms. And we're gonna inhale, look up, and start to walk forward. Separate the feet. Exhale, fold, so get the belly as close to the thighs as possible. Grab opposite elbows and drop the head. Bend the knees as generously as you need to here to keep the upper back from rounding. So even here as we're dangling, we're using the strength of our legs and we're also keeping the shoulders back and active. But the head is just like hanging from a string. Just let it dangle. And release the arms, fingertips to the mat. We're gonna inhale and bring our hands to the thighs. Lengthen through the crown of the head. And then press the feet. Inhale, bring the arms all the way up. Exhale, hands in front of the heart. So drop the arms, come to Tadasana at the front of your mat. We're gonna do Warrior One with eagle arms. So we're gonna do with the right leg first so you can see my leg first. So bring the right leg back. And remember for Warrior One, the back heel is down. Your stance is not too far apart. The important thing is that you're not like on a tightrope here. You're nice and wide. You're wrapping that right hip forward and the back toes are pointing up towards the front of your mat. Bend the front knee. Inhale, bring the arms up, bend. We're gonna take the left arm over the right, wrap the hands. And so if you have your focus on your arms, which we want that intense focus here, your wrists will look like one skinny little wrist. So you could be gazing beyond the arms and keep that focus. Hands away from the face. Inner edges of the shoulder blades are working here. Engage the lower belly in and up. We're going to come forward into a sleeping eagle / bowing warrior. So inhale, get tall through the crown of the head. And then exhale, come forward. And we're dipping forward on the inside of the leg. Is this okay for your back?
Yeah.
Okay. Pressing ourselves up will be the fun part. So press both feet into the mat. Legs are super strong. Push yourself back up to Warrior One legs. Release the arms and hop back to Tadasana. Shake the legs out a little bit. And then bring the left leg back. So Warrior One on the other side, wrap that left hip forward, bend the front knee. Inhale, bend the elbows. Exhale, left arm over right. Or stay here for a few breaths, find your intense focus. And then exhale, fold. Shoulders back, press the feet. Press yourself back up to standing. Exhale here and release. Good, come back to the front of your mat. Right leg is gonna come up and out. So we're just gonna take a wide leg forward fold here. Toes pointing straight forward, hands on the waist, elbows pointing back. Inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, fold. Bring your fingertips to the mat or to the block. If you have the block, it's going to be right under your face. wherever your hands or your fingertips are, lengthen one more time through the crown of the head. So lift, lengthen, and then fold as you exhale. Drop the head. Don't let the shoulders dump forward here still, keep them back. Belly is engaged, sitting bones are lifting, legs are strong. Inhale, look up. If your hands are on a block, bring the fingertips to the mat. We're gonna exhale and walk the hands to the right. And then we're gonna walk the hands to the left. Bring it back to center, either on the floor or the block. Left hand stays down, right fingertips come up into a twist. Exhale the right hand down. Inhale the left hand up. Exhale, bring it down. Hands back to the waist. Press the feet. Inhale, come all the way up. Exhale, come to the front of your mat, Tadasana. Okay, we're gonna do a couple of sun salutations and then move on to balancing with our eagle on one leg. And do you have a wall nearby?
No, but I could move the table closer.
Yeah, just one that your butt can kind of just rest on. And I don't even need to see you on the screen. It could be anywhere as long as you can hear me.
Okay, I can do that.
Okay, cool. All right, let's go ahead and do Surya Namaskar A couple times first. So inhale, bring the arms up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, look up, flat back. Exhale, step back and lower to Chaturanga. You can use your knees. Inhale, lift, cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog for 5 breaths. And you decide if you want to move or be still here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, look up, step forward. Exhale, fold. Inhale all the way up. Exhale, hands in front of the heart. Back to Tadasana. One more time. Inhale up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, look up. Exhale, step back and lower Chaturanga all the way to the ground. Inhale, cobra. So keep pressing the pubic bone. Legs are engaged. Curl the toes under, downward facing dog, 5 breaths. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, look up, step forward. Exhale, fold. Inhale all the way up. Exhale, hands in front of the heart. Back to Tadasana. Moving on to our Garudasana Eagle pose. So yeah, we're just gonna take it slow, okay? Bring all the weight to your left leg. Remember pressing the ball mound of the big toe and feel the femur head ground into the hip socket. Muscles are super engaged. We're just gonna lift the right heel for now. And then we're gonna bring our arms in. So left arm over right, wrap it up. You can keep the gaze beyond the arms, or you can gaze at the floor. Find a spot, focus point on the floor. If you feel stable here, you can maybe bring your right toes over your left foot. And if you get a little bit wobbly, you can always just go back. If you feel good here, start to sink back. Just squatting down a little bit. Engage the lower belly. 2 more breaths. And then inhale, come back to standing and release the pose. How did that feel?
Okay, I couldn't squat back.
That's okay. That's probably beyond a gentle yoga class, but if it's accessible, you know, you can go for it. Your toes were okay?
Yeah.
Okay, because another option too is to bring your toes to the block. Just, okay. You know, just another option. Let's go ahead and do the other side. So shift your weight to the right leg, lift the left heel, bend your elbows, right over left, wrap it up. Pay attention to the shoulder blades, hands away from the face. Press the ball mound of the big toe of the right foot into the mat. If you're good here, go ahead and bring the left toes over the right foot. Remember to have your focus point, use your breath to help you balance. And then if it works, you can sit back or stay right where you are. One more breath. Come back to standing and release the pose. So on the wall, you actually are going to squat because you don't have a choice, but the wall is supporting you. So you can find your wall and just sit back kind of like Fonzie style. Just sit back and relax. Your feet are going to be away from the wall. The only thing that's really going to be touching the wall here is the sacrum, okay? So we'll start with the right leg over left. So you're just like you're sitting in a chair. And if you can get the toes behind the leg, go for it. Otherwise, it can stay right here. And then we add the arms, left over right, wrap them up. So the wall is going to allow us to start to scoot down. Like you're squatting. Lots of effort here. And then you can come into sleeping eagle and drop everything down. Or stay where you are. Inhale, come up if you folded, and then exhale, release the pose. Come back to standing. Just shake the legs out a minute, because that's more intense on the leg muscles. Return to the wall so we can do the other side. Left leg over right. Be sure you're already engaging the legs. The right leg is working really hard. Bend the elbows, right arm over left. Wrap it up. Find your intense focus. Use your breath. Squat down a little bit more and either stay here, pressing the foot. See if you can fold over. Inhale, come up. Exhale, release the pose. Woo. Shake the legs out. Come to the front of your mat. We're going to bring the right leg up and out to come into that wide stance. We'll do a couple more things standing and then we'll bring it back down. So pivot on the heel, the right heel, so the toes can go out 90 degrees. We're going to do warrior two, so the back foot can stay parallel to the back of the mat or drop it Drop the heel back just a little bit. Take your hand to the left outer hip and press. Get a bend. It's like a squat. It's like a side squat, a side lunge. Knee over ankle. Extend the arms. Left shoulder comes back. Good. Both feet are pressing, working. Glutes are engaged. We're going to inhale, straighten the knee, and bring the arms up. Exhale, bring it down. Stay with the breath here. Inhale up. Exhale down. One more time. Inhale up. Exhale down. Reverse. Inhale. Exhale back to warrior two. Inhale back. Exhale down. One more time. Exhale, warrior two. Keep the arms, straighten the right leg, bring the toes in, and pivot so the left toes come out. Come into your warrior two on the other side. Right shoulder comes back. Gaze over the left fingertips. Inhale, straighten the leg, touch the hands. Exhale down. Full exhales. Inhale up. Exhale down. One more time. And then reverse it. Inhale back. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale. Exhale. One more time. Inhale back. Exhale, go all the way down to the floor. Take the left leg back and lower yourself all the way down. Inhale, come up to upward facing dog. So lift the legs up if you can. And then curl the toes under, downward facing dog. Inhale, look up, step forward. Exhale, fold. Inhale all the way up. Exhale, hands in front of the heart. Okay, grab the elbows behind the back. We're gonna do neck stretches, and maybe we'll do an arm stretch here too. Look over the right shoulder. And just before we start rolling the neck back and forth, be sure you're in Tadasana legs, so toes pointing forward, lifting the arches of the feet, weight is distributed evenly, lift the chest, and that doesn't move, just the head and neck moves. Chin to chest, all the way across. And then just go back and forth a few times, stopping where it feels good. Keep the shoulders back. One more time. Wherever you are, just bring the head back to center. Inhale, bring the arms up. Grab the left wrist and exhale, lean to the right. Inhale back to center. Grab the right wrist, exhale, lean to the left. Bring the arms down, separate the feet, hands together, come into a squat. So Malasana here, you can lift the heels, elbows on the insides of the legs, pressing the knees open. Bring the left hand down, shift your weight to the left, and bring the right arm up. So you can even push that right shoulder back as you bring the right fingertips up. Exhale down. So left hand is down, shift to the right, and then left fingertips up. Exhale down. We're gonna do something really fun right now. We're just gonna try it, okay? For your shoulders. All right, So heels stay lifted. Your ankles are going to get super strong. Reach your left arm forward and point the thumb down. We have attempted this before. The elbow has to go beyond the knee. And then keep the elbow pointing up towards the ceiling and see if you can wrap that hand back behind the body. Oh, it's pretty good. Now this right one just can freely try to grab those fingertips of the other hand. Did you get it?
Yeah.
Nice, lift the chest. And then, so you're just gonna keep twisting open. You feel the stretch in the left shoulder?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, take another breath. And then go ahead and release. Same thing on the other side. Reach forward, thumb down, keep rotating that elbow up towards the ceiling. And you can move around to try to get that hand back there. And just see if you can grab the fingertips. Did it work on this side?
Yes.
Awesome. Are you able to go beyond the fingertips, like grab the wrist?
No.
Okay.
I can get like the base of the fingers.
Okay. That's perfect. Take one more breath. And go ahead and release. Have a seat. That's not the first time you've done a bind though, right?
It might have been.
Yeah, because I feel like we've done this pose before, but maybe your shoulders just were not open.
That could be. Will just did give me a shoulder massage yesterday, so that probably helped.
Cool. Tell him thank you for helping you in your first bind for yoga.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. Awesome. Okay. Go ahead and move the skin away from the sitting bones. We're in Dandasana. Toes are flexed towards the shins. Inhale, lengthen through the crown of the head. And we're going to come into a forward fold here. So exhale, fold forward, keep the feet flexed. Have the lower belly engaged. Drop the head, shoulders back. Inhale, come all the way up. Bend the knees, bring the soles of the feet together or the bottoms of the feet together for Baddha Konasana. Support your legs with the ankles, holding onto the ankles. Inhale, lengthen, flat back first. As you exhale, we're just gonna try to bring the chin and the chest towards the floor. And then inhale, come up, get tall. And then exhale, round the back. So push the front of the body to the back of the body, drop the head, use the elbows to press the thighs open. Inhale, come all the way up. Exhale, bring the knees together, lie down on your back. We're just gonna do a supported bridge today, so grab your block. First, take a breath, neutralize the spine as the weight is on your back. And then we're gonna do this, we're gonna try it at 3 levels, but sometimes we can only get to 2, which is totally fine. So take it on the flattest level first. Lift the pelvis and put it right under the sacrum, the flat part below the spine, near the tailbone. And then get the shoulder blades flat on the mat. The feet are just gonna stay flat on the mat also. Knees are bent. You're just gonna put palms up towards the ceiling. We're just gonna take a few breaths here. Let the hips be supported by your prop.
The dog just put his rope in my hand.
That is too cute.
Yeah.
He's trying to help you with your poses. Okay, we're gonna go to the second setting. So this time we're gonna actually turn the block so it reads the spine because we're gonna be more on the spine here. So lift the pelvis, flip the block so it's in the medium setting, and then turn it so it's vertical, and put it on the spine, and then lower. So the bottom of the block is still going to be resting on the sacrum, but you'll feel the block on the lumbar part of the spine now. And then lower, and let the hips spread open over the block. You're not super pressing your heels, but your legs have to stay active here so the knees don't fall out. And then we'll go up one more time. We're gonna try at least. Lift the pelvis. See if you can get it to the tallest setting, supporting the lower back. How does that work for you?
No.
No? Okay, that's fine. Go back to number 2 and just stay here for a few more breaths. If you're like, no, I love it. Okay, so we're gonna inhale and lift. Remove the block, and I want you to exhale really slowly, going all the way down to the ground. And then take a breath here, kind of neutralize the spine. Feels like the floor is lower, doesn't it?
It does, yeah.
It's weird, so weird. Now you can bring the knees up to the chest one at a time and really flatten that lower spine on the mat and rock back and forth for a massage. We are gonna do one more twist before Shavasana. So keeping the knees up here, as high up towards the chest as you can, roll them off the right side of the mat. Extend the arms, left shoulder's heavy. Engage the abdominals, bring the knees back up to the chest. You can rock 1 or 2 times and then drop them off to the left. Engage the abdominals. Draw the knees up towards the chest 1 more time. And then drop the feet. Extend the legs. Bring the arms overhead for a stretch. Circle the wrists and the ankles. And then when you're ready, bring the arms down and come into your Shavasana. Flat shoulder blades, chin a little bit lower than the forehead, palms facing up. And let your body know that you're in a safe place. Separate the ankles, let the feet hang out to the sides, and take this opportunity to really let go. Soften the muscles in the face. Release the tongue and the throat. Feel the shoulder blades, the spine, the pelvis, all sinking into the mat. And notice how this allows you to release the arms and the legs just a little bit more. And know that I'll be holding time for you and space for the next 3 or 4 minutes. And you have nowhere to go, nowhere to rush to. All you have to do is be still and breathe.